Hello and welcome to my Nada Yoga class. I'm recording this here today in Rishikesh in India, and I've just completed my 1 month training here in Nada Yoga. Actually, the second time I've been here to the Nada Yoga school, and I'm wanting to just share the knowledge and some of the experience that I've had in the last month and cover some of the basically the kind of a summary of what I'm taking away at this point in time from my Nada Yoga education. So I'm just going to start, we're going to start with an invocation here, a couple of invocations, and these are called Vedic mantras, and they date back thousands of years. And actually the interesting thing with this Vedic mantra, there's only 3 notes, and they all have just 3 notes. And so we'll just get started with Om Asatoma. We'll start with an Om. So we're saying Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. And we'll switch now to the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra. Goes something like this. Om Trambakaya Jamahe Sugandhim Pushtivarhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And the first Om Asatoma mantra is really about, its transcription is keep me in, not in the phenomenal world of unreality, but make me go towards the reality of eternal self. Keep me not in the ignorant state of darkness, but make me go towards the light of spiritual knowledge. And keep me not in the world of mortality, but make me go towards the world of immortality, of self-realization. And the second mantra, the Om Trambakam Mantra Mrityunjaya, is we worship the fragrant, 3-eyed Lord Shiva who nourishes us. May he liberate us from the bondage of death like the Urvaruka fruit, which separates effortlessly from the vine. May he not let us turn away from immortality. And finally, Om Shanti 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 just means Om, peace, peace, peace. And that's Om is sort of like the universal cosmic sound. It sort of defies explanation a bit, but it's a grounding, centering mantra. Just it's one. It can be expressed in one syllable, Om or Aum. There's 2 different ways you can express Om. And so I just want to get into a little bit of an explanation of what is Nada Yoga. Nada Yoga, yoga basically means union of the self and the divine, or union of many things, union of opposite, union of male and female, light and dark. The union of apparent opposites into the true union of the oneness. That is the fundamental oneness of the universe. And the practice of Nada Yoga involves listening and becoming more sensitive to the subtle sounds that affect our feelings, emotions, and the physical body. Within Nada Yoga, there's the Ahat Nada, which is just a struck sound, and then there's the Anahata Nada, and we'll get into that a little bit further later on. And the Anahata chakra is actually the heart chakra, and it's kind of like the heart shining out. If I can use my sun here on my chest to express the outpouring of the unstruck sound, which can be equated with love, a vibration of love, energy that's not oral in the sense of auditory, the sound that you pick up from your ears, but it's a vibrational sound that comes through music and through all our activities in our life. But for me particularly, music has been such a powerful path of vibrational energy, liberation. And so some of what I'm going to be expressing to you is, I think I play a lot of different instruments. I've got some of my instruments here, and people ask me, what's your favorite instrument? And ultimately the most important instrument is the body, your own body. What's known in Nada Yoga as the Gatra Vina, and the body is an instrument. The breath, the voice, the hands, just whatever you do with your body, you're essentially making music. You're creating vibrational energy. You have inputs into your system, and then the outputs of your system. You're creating vibrational energy in your life, in the world around you. And I want to show you some tools that where you can feel like you're always doing yoga, because in a sense, if you are working at connecting the connection and union with, there's divine forces that are around all the time, and if you're striving towards, in a sense, maybe you're never really separated from the divine forces of the universe, but you can feel disconnected from these forces. And so there's these practices of Nada Yoga and other types of yoga are ways to remember that connection or strengthen that connection. So one of the things I wanted to show you was I'm expressing myself with my hands here. It was a mudra. It's called the Gyan mudra, and basically you've got this. The thumb represents the universal divine self, and the first finger represents the individual self. So when you realize, when you make this connection here, you're closing a circle, which is actually a very strong object. That way, when you think about it, the earth, the sun, the moon, there's this strength, and you even think about how drops of water hold together in spheres and circles. And so, and I've got circles here and my glasses. But if you look at this mudra, it's something accessible to you at any time. You can just be like, okay. And for me, it's also one thing that is, sometimes I feel like, okay, I'm recognizing the truth. Like, wait, the truth is right here. I can see it. I can feel it. I'm aware of it. And then there's something kind of it's like, I've got it here. I've got it like right here between my fingertips. But it's like you're picking it, plucking it out of the universe. Like, yes, here it is. I can see it and feel it. But it's like, ultimately, you can't go through your whole life like this. You have to kind of let it go. But then you can reconnect. You can reconnect to that circle, to that connection. Yes, here's the point. My point is right here, right here. And so if you ground yourself also, like in, say, meditation, a lot of times, you sit in meditation and you get to a deep, powerful place, and there can be a way that you connect with this, make this mudra even more powerful. Now, part of the story of the mudra is the idea that there's it's called gunas, and there's the middle finger is the sattva guna, and when the sattva is dominant, one experiences a sense of peace, enlightenment, and connection. And the rajas represents, this is the sort of ring finger, represents activity, passion, energy, movement, and change. When the rajas is dominant, one experiences ambition, enthusiasm, and a drive for action. And then the little finger is representative of tamas, which represents inertia, ignorance, darkness, dullness, and resistance to change. When tamas is dominant, one experiences lethargy, apathy, and a lack of motivation. So it's kind of an awareness, like, human beings are so unique in that if you just appreciate your hand, like the power in your hand, the fact that we have opposable thumbs, that we can grasp things, that we can use it to play these musical instruments. And how amazing that is that we have these hands, and that we can, there's so much power, and at different times I feel like as if the power was coming through me, through my hands. My hands, my arms, my hands are channels, and I do so many things with music. I play flutes and strings and hand pans and keyboards, and it's just really connecting into the power of the hands. And so one way is to just to really recognize that, and it's also like, hey, everything's okay, a-okay, and this is a powerful mudra to connect with. And then the second mudra I was going to introduce you to is called the Anjali mudra, which is something I'm sure that, which is actually in many religions that this is a mudra, and it's different names for different religions, but it represents the union of right and left hemispheres of the brain. It symbolizes the connection between the practitioner's inner self and the outer world. And there's a lot of balance here, and there's something beautiful about the human body. The hemispheres and the symmetry that we have, and the balance of forces. And there's something that's very honoring in this. Sometimes I can just sit in meditation like this, and it feels like there's a balance of forces, like there's an equality there, of a stability, because if it's too much this way or too much that way, there's an imbalance. But like, if you just, sometimes there's different types of mudras that people do with the Anjali mudra, different positions that you can put it in, and then you can kind of go back and forth between the Gyan mudra and the Anjali mudra, and there's kind of even a symmetry in that process. So at any time, those mudras are accessible to you, and it's also like, I bow to you, I bow to myself, I bow to the divine. These are it's kind of a, I don't know if I should say submission, but it's a devotion to the divine, devotion to yourself, and respect to yourself. And when you do this kind of movement to someone else, it's kind of like showing them respect. I respect you, I respect myself, and I'm balanced. So that's another mudra to take with you. So, I have this instrument here, the harmonium, and you can't actually see the whole instrument. I guess I'm trying to balance the forces here and within my screen. But the harmonium is I'll just show you briefly. It's got a big pump on the. You can call it a diaphragm, and within the human body we have a pump. We have a powerful organ. It's an organ system of organs, but basically this harmonium is an organ. And what we're doing when I'm talking right now, and I'm singing, I'm using the diaphragm to project my air out through the harmonium has reeds, and so it's kind of equivalent to, we have vocal cords in our throat, and so we're pushing the air through the sort of reeds, and we're expressing ourselves, creating notes. Our vocal cords are quite amazing because they can lengthen and shorten, and we can create all these different notes. And it's important to tune in to our instrument. As getting back to the concept of Gachabina, using our hands, using our breath. So I'm just going to introduce you to a concept called Kapalbhati, or pranayama. Is a breathwork. There's a breathwork practice, many breathwork practices, but one thing I think is powerful to work, specifically working with a diaphragm, is the Kapalbhati, which is kind of a. And this is some people consider this breath of fire. It's kind of like stoking the fire within and burning the fire brighter. And so we're going to do a couple rounds of Kapalbhati, and just sitting here. just to kind of get familiar with our diaphragm, how the power of the diaphragm. And if you want to have a strong voice, you use the diaphragm. If you want to really have a strong, powerful speaking voice or singing voice, it's important to really work on that diaphragm. So every day, just kind of having a practice of working on the diaphragm. So we're gonna do a round of Kapalbhati. We'll do 10 breaths of the Kapalbhati, and then we'll hold for a few seconds, and then we'll let it out, and then we'll do 3 rounds of Kapalbhati with a breath hold at the end of each round. So here we go. Just starting with 1. Breathe in, hold it. And release. And try to breathe through the nose. And that's preferable. So we'll do another round. Breathe in. Hold. You might count to 10, for example, and then release. You can feel the oxygen filling the system and stimulating the blood, the oxygenation in your blood, in your cells. One more round. Ten more. Breathe in and hold. And release. So that's a system that kind of you really want to supercharge your brain with some oxygen, and also just kind of get really aware with the diaphragm, and also kind of you recognize, hey, if I really want to speak up my voice, I really want to bring up my power, focus on the diaphragm, because that's really gonna energize my just like when I had the harmonium. If I really want to power, I really push on that on the diaphragm of the harmonium. So we are a harmonium. Basically, we're creating harmony. We got a pump. That's more of it. How we are an instrument, like Gachavina. So. Now that we've done a little bit of pranayama, I want to introduce you to the bija mantras, and once again getting back to the idea that the chakras are energy centers along the central column of the body, and there've been in ancient practices there've been actually different numbers of chakras over the years. And the generally accepted number is that we've got 7 chakras. In Chinese medicine, they talk about the dantian, and they talk about in qigong and tai chi. You've got the lower dantian, the middle dantian, and the upper dantian, and that's another way to look at it. I think it's powerful to connect to the chakras. It's kind of like the energy, the nervous system of your. It's like the central channel of your body, and so we're going to start with, and we're going to sing specific notes to each of these chakras. So the bottom one is called the root chakra, the Muladhara chakra, which is down at the bottom of your base of your spine. So we're going to chant 3 times. We'll chant the bija mantra that's associated with this chakra. It's called Lam. So we'll chant that 3 times. The next chakra up is the sacral chakra, which is just a few fingers, inches to below your belly button, kind of in that area, and that's the sacral chakra. And so, with that chakra, the sound is Vam. So we'll chant that 3 times. Vam. Or not. Now the next chakra up is the Manipura. The Manipura chakra, the solar plexus, just above the belly button, kind of in that when you're feeling like something in your gut, like that feeling is in my gut. That's the Manipura chakra. So that one, the sound for that is rum. The next chakra up is the Anahata chakra, which is actually very important central to what my teaching today is. I'm wearing this shirt here that's shining the light out from more or less the area of the Anahata chakra, radiating out the light, which is I like the bija mantra is yum. So you think, wow, yum, just sending out this love and light and vibration of the heart chakra. So let's chant yum. 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 The next chakra is the throat chakra, activating, speaking our voice, speaking our truth. It's located right in the throat area, and that's the Vishuddha chakra, and it's also another appropriate syllable. It's hum. So I'll chant that 3 times. Hum. 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 And the next chakra is the third eye chakra, which is located right here, which is actually kind of corresponds to the pineal gland in the brain. It's kind of a center of wisdom and awareness, consciousness, and that is the Ajna chakra. So we will chant Om for that chakra 3 times. Om. And the final chakra we're discussing today is the crown chakra, which is the Sahasrara chakra, and that's for me. I've experienced the crown chakra as a kind of opening. There's a light shining out of the chakra, and something. My experience is that honestly, the chakras, the upper chakras are kind of more aligned with wisdom and awakening, and I really have felt many times the heart chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra, and I think it's just good to do these practices it's like getting to know your energy body, and what's it all about, how is the energy flowing in my energy body, and kind of some of these practices, even just touching, connecting with the heart chakra, connecting with the third eye, connecting with the crown. Sometimes I've been even just like reading like spiritual literature and just reading a book, and then I can just feel like, whoa, my crown chakra is just beaming light, or it's kind of like it can come in and it can go out, and that's one thing that I visualize also in breathwork practice is like, we'll get into that also, but that it's a channel, that the energy comes in, energy goes out, just like with our breath. The energy goes in, the energy goes out, and just with the harmonium, and with it's kind of this cyclical nature in the universe. So, speaking of there's a mantra, so hum, and it's kind of like one mantra to think about. It just means I am that I am, and it's kind of like I am one with the universe. I am one. I'm connected to the eternal self, and I'm kind of, as you breathe in, it's kind of like so, and hum as you're breathing out. So you can just kind of say that in your head. So it's kind of goes something like this. So hum. Imagine yourself breathing in, breathe in now. So breathe out. That's a mantra. Actually, I'm kind of getting slightly ahead of myself because I didn't explain what mantra is. Mantra means mind tool, literally. So it's a tool of the mind, sort of a tool of the mind to get beyond the mind. And one thing that's very present here in India, for example, is there's monkeys all over the place, and the monkeys like to do. There's the expression monkey business, and that you're familiar with, I'm sure. And monkeys get into a lot of monkey business, and they're you wonder what are they doing? They're always doing crazy stuff and causing mischief. And so it's just like the mind does crazy stuff and gets you into mischief. And then thoughts lead to emotions lead to just making decisions in your life. You have kind of crazy thoughts, then you get crazy emotions, then you maybe do some crazy things that aren't the greatest things for you or for other people. So it's really important. Part of meditation is just sitting and breathing and being aware of the thoughts. And then the mantra is something that's a mind tool, so that you're not monkey mind, that you're just like so the next one I'm going to teach you, which is an important the core belief of the Vedanta, the philosophy of Vedanta, is we are expressions of the Brahman. The Brahman is the infinite, this cosmic, supreme self. And I like to think of it as like the great ocean of the divine wisdom. And each one of us is kind of like a flowering, or like kind of imagine almost like we're like a geyser, kind of gushing out energy from the Brahman. And we have different channels that we can open, and that kind of energy can flow through us. And the wider, more open our channels are, the more that we can draw through us. But like we don't really own this energy. It comes from the Brahman, passes through us, and it returns to the Brahman. And I think it's also similar to how the Atman, which we are, is the Atman, which is part of the Brahman. It's a manifestation. It's kind of like a flowering of the Brahman that flowers up and then eventually returns to the Brahman. And so one thing that's important for me is practices which expand our connection to the Brahman, and I think fundamental to that is recognizing that we are the Brahman, that we're never disconnected, we're never alone, we're never separate from the Brahman, because we are the Brahman. So one of the mantras that is used is Aham Brahmasi, which means I am the Brahman, which means that's not being like egocentric or something. It's like, hey, I am part of the universal infinite self, and why not just believe that? Because there's certain religions that maybe say you're separate from the divine, you're separate from all that's good, and you're bad, and you have to work hard to get to connect. Maybe you'll be accepted someday in the future, but you're bad now. And I think in Hindu philosophy, it's like there's this awareness, like, wait, I can feel the divine, I can experience the divine, I am divine, and then you can express that divinity out into the universe. And so one way to do that is to chant Aham Brahmasi. And so we'll just show it to you here. mantras are things that you can chant just silently in your head. You can chant it out loud. The chanting it out loud is something to really potentiate your this instrument that you have. Or there's all kinds of audio on YouTube, Instagram, or not Instagram, but Spotify, whatever. There's lots of audio where they're just looping this stuff all the time, and you can just tune into that vibrational energy. Like, wow, aham brahmasi. So that being said, the next mantra that I wanted to introduce you to was as Om Mani Padme Hum, which is more of like a Buddhist mantra, and what it literally means is like, behold the jewel in the lotus. And so what is the lotus? A lotus is a flower that kind of grows up out of the mud, out of the muck, out of the swamp. You know, it just sort of grows up and through the water, and it blooms towards the light. And as it blooms towards the light, its expression, its power and beauty. And in the midst of the muck, and I know there's a lot of muck in the world right now. There's always places that we can go and think, oh, this is not the way it should be, and this is terrible. But you can also focus on the beauty and the joy in the lotus, and there's different. What is the jewel in the lotus? The lotus is the jewel. Some people consider this to be the wisdom, or the Brahman, they also consider Avalokiteshvara, which is the Buddha of compassion. So it's like finding the joy and the jewel amidst the confusion and darkness. And so it's just like how the sun can shine brightly. Sometimes the sun is shining too brightly. Sometimes the sun goes away and you think, when's it going to come back? It's so dark, and I need to see the light. So it's very important, the power of focus. What do you focus on? We can choose to focus on many things, but if we focus on the jewel in the lotus, then it's like, wow, that joy expands, and then we can have that joy within us that we can share out and express to each other. So I'm going to first of all just kind of chant the Om Mani Padme Hum on the harmonium here for you, and then I'm going to let's start with that. Just goes, Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Now that's it's a good one to chant. Just you can chant it silently. And one thing, I was getting back to the whole idea of the monkey mind. How the monkey mind's like, oh no, what's going to happen? Or I should have done this. I could have done that. And what's going to happen tomorrow? And all these kind of the crazy thoughts that can happen in your mind. And you can also just go Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. And when you're chanting that, it's like there's kind of like no room for anything else. And I'm just beholding the jewel in the lotus, and it's like, wow, I can do that anytime, any place. It's always blooming, So, and what I was going to introduce you to another tool. They're called kartals, or there's different types of names for these kind of big bells from India. But another thing that you can do is like easy instrument, 2 pieces of metal. Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. And then you realize, wow, I'm a musical being. I've got the an organ, a pump organ in my breath system, and I've got my hands, and I've got rhythm, I've got melody, I've got all these things that, you don't even actually need to purchase an instrument, and these are very cheap instruments. You can use a shaker. I don't have a shaker with me right now, but really, music is easy, and we're all musicians, and because we have a body that's an instrument, and it's just learning some basics of how to use it, use your hands, use your breath, and just a second here. All right, so I want to introduce you to. I just have this guitar is Saraswati. Saraswati is the goddess of wisdom, knowledge, music, many things. For me, like Saraswati is always holding this veena, the sitar, veena, and she's always playing. She's always playing. I've got pictures of her, paintings of her on my wall, and she's just jamming. And like for me, it's like I'm always up for the jam. So, and Saraswati, she's always jamming. So, for me, it's like I want to connect with Saraswati more than any other kind of Indian god in some ways, or goddess, because she's always up for the jam. So I want to actually do a song here on the guitar, and the song, the lyrics go. This is basically an ode to Saraswati, and the lyrics go, okay, Om, Aim, Shrim, Hrim, Saraswati, Deviyai Namaha. So it's, I invoke the divine vibrations of Saraswati for wisdom, speech, and artistic expression. So Saraswati's always jamming. If you just call in Saraswati into the room, say, hey, come on down, Saraswati, let's jam. And I think this is tune. I think so. Okay. So Om Aim Shrim Hrim Saraswati Deviyai Namaha. Om Aim Shrim Hrim Saraswati Deviyai Namaha. Om Aim Shrim Hrim Saraswati Deviyai Namo 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 Om Aim Shrim Hrim Saraswati Deviyai Namaha. Om Aim Shrim Hrim Saraswati Deviyai Namaha. Namo 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 Om Aim Shrim Hrim Saraswati Deviyai Namaha. Om Aim Shrim Hrim Saraswati Deviyai Namaha. So that's a song that's actually kind of learned that one from there's a duo named Jaya Lakshmi and Ananda who do a version quite similar to that one, and it's an old traditional song, can be arranged in different ways. Traditional mantra, powerful mantra to invoke Saraswati, and the next thing I'm going to do, the next thing I'm going to do is getting to Saraswati, and I'm going to talk about Krishna. And Krishna is basically an archetypal God that represents love, compassion, truth, beauty, and playfulness. And getting to that concept of playfulness, I wanted to actually just share with you just a second here. Krishna is always shown playing a flute, and I'm going to do this in Native American flute rather than the bansuri, because I've got more skills on the Native American flute than the bansuri. But Krishna is always pouring out this energy through the flute, and as I've been talking about, bringing the energy, the power into the breath and the prana. Prana is the force I didn't actually mention earlier. Prana is what we're drawing into our body, and we're releasing the basically waste products from our body are being released all the time, and we're drawing in the prana. So when you're playing the flute, to express my philosophy about the flute, is that we draw in the prana and then we release the energy through our breath. And what we're doing is channeling the prana and through the flute, and the flute is just a conduit, really. It's just when we're playing flute, essentially we're doing breath work. It's a form of working with our breath. It's also our voice in a sense, because the voice comes from the breath, but it's a different type of voice. It's for me it's the dance of the breath, it's a dance of the fingers, and it's a dance of the imagination. So it's a combination of those three dances, and then it's also like on this flute particularly, if you keep the third this whole covered, then you're in the pentatonic minor scale, and then basically you can play any note. You can go up and down the scale, and it's a dance. Most of the time when I play the flute, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just start dancing. It's like when you go on the dance floor, you just start dancing. Maybe you're not saying I'm going to go left, I'm going to go right, I'm going to turn around. You just start flowing with the energy. And I think it's a great tool to work with the breath, with your spirit, with your prana. And so this is kind of this little soliloquy, or not soliloquy, but an ode to Krishna for a second here. So anyway, that's I teach flute, and I really am always trying to talk to people about pick up a flute. It's such a great instrument. Something like this, it'll last your lifetime. And think of all the joy that you can create for yourself and for others, just with this little conduit of your breath. So I just wanted to kind of introduce Krishna. He's the big flute player in Indian philosophy, religion, and cosmology. And one of the mantras that we chant for Krishna is called the Maha Mantra, which is considered by many people to be the great mantra. And so we're going to sing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And in the process, invoke the energies of Krishna in particular. Krishna, Krishna So a very potent mantra, and I'm just thing is I'm introducing mantras like the Om Mani Padme Hum and Maha Mantra in this this class here today, and I'm just giving you little short snippets of them. But honestly, these ones can go for 20 minutes, and they can go for a long time, and they can build up all kinds of levels of intensity, and you can, and especially in a room when you're chanting them together, there's just the communal energy of everyone merging with that vibrational, those vibrations together is very potent. So I'm going to be leaving here, Rishikesh, going back home, and we're doing that quite a bit more, connecting people together with this vibration, supercharging us. We're all charging each other, and we're drawing that energy from the Brahman. We're drawing that energy through us, sending it out. And it's kind of like we're bathing in that energy. When you kind of create that, when you channel that energy, like energy is not created or destroyed in the universe. It's always always flowing. It's always there. It's always accessible. It's like you drill down in the ground and it's like a geyser comes out, and you just got to work on the practices to integrate those energies into your life. So one thing I'm going to cover here too is I've been playing guitar for many years, and I sometimes definitely have the blockages for me around songwriting, and I'm going to take a step back here a little bit and explain a little bit about my philosophy about some of these spiritual challenges. I feel like we're all we're all mountain climbers. I have experience climbing mountains, and we're all climbing the mountain together. And like we can stop and say, "Hey, I've climbed enough. I'm just going to hang out here. I don't need to do anything else." But there's something about the quest to climb. Like, oh wow, I want to climb up to the light, climb up to to have this amazing view. Like climb up to challenge myself in the climb. And I think we can all be, we're all teachers to each other. We're all guides. And if you connect with someone who's a guide, who's been on the difficult face, knows how to get up navigate to the next level, that person can help you on the way. And like some of these practices that we learn, sort of metaphysical practices, I think, with music. And it's like, what is music all about? And for me, it's about connecting with the divine, and like I like to kind of share that energy and kind of that illumination, and help turn other people on to just either receive that, or that they have the ability to create, with whatever instrument. One thing for me is like, I have writer's block in terms of writing, and one thing I said, I'm not going to leave India without learning how to play the bansuri. I don't know if I'm really going to show it to you right now exactly, but like the bansuri is an instrument that I've been struggling with for a long time. But I won't demo it right now. But suffice it to say that I said I'm not going to leave India without learning how to play the bansuri. And so I've actually made a tremendous amount of progress on the bansuri. It's like, yes, I can do this. And it's kind of learning people. It's like, show me the way, and it's just like building that confidence. Like the Native American flute is I find it to be very easy, the powerful channel. But I like to find these other channels, which include all these other instruments: sitar, harmonium, guitar. But getting back to my other point was songwriting is another goal for me to like work on getting that flow, that connection to source to bring out music. So but sitting here in my room, and I can see the Ganga right here out the window right now, and Mama Ganga helps me to write this song. That's what came to me, and because there it is, and it's just flowing. And so this song is about Mama Ganga and a lot of other things that I've been experiencing in the past month. And so I'm going to play you my song. It goes something like this. In the Himalaya, Rishikesh of Shiva springs the Ganga, Mama Ganga, Mama Ganga, Mama Ganga, Mama Ganga helps me flow along. She helped me to write this song. From the Brahman to the Atman, singing bhajans and kirtans. Mama Ganga, Nada Yoga, Gatravina, Yoga Sutra, Pranayama, Shatkarma, Ayurveda, here in Ramjula. Mama Ganga helps me flow along. She helped me to sing this song. From the Brahman to the Atman, singing bhajans and kirtans. Mama Ganga, Nada Yoga, Gantravina, Yoga Sutra, Pranayama, Shatkarma, Ayurveda, here in Ramjula. We're expanding all our property, coiling our kundalini, balancing our Shiva Shakti, and connecting to all our bhakti. Mama Ganga, Nada Yoga, Gatravina, Yoga Sutra, Pranayama, Shatkarma, it's all Nada Yoga, Loka Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu. Mama Ganga. All right, thank you. Part of it is just what's coming to me is just the playfulness, and not thinking, oh, this song has got to be perfect. It's just kind of like there's these elements that you just weave. It's like when you're on the dance floor, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go this way, and I'm gonna go this way, and it's like it's all part of the dance. And so it's kind of like weaving these elements in and not getting all hung up about like one move. It's about the flow. It's about the river. It just keeps flowing. The river doesn't flow in a perfect way. It flows. Nature doesn't. It's not perfect. It is perfect, but it's not linear. It's not like A to B. It's nature is going to do what it's going to do, and there's a beauty in that flow. So I will want to finish today with I just mentioned Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, which is essentially may all beings be happy, may all beings have peace. So we'll just chant that one together, and then we'll do 3 Ums and 3 Shantis. So it goes like this. Lo, 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino today. There'll be more videos to come, more content as I continue to practice more deeply and powerfully, and I hope to be sharing more with you, and to stay tuned. So, namaste. Thank you for joining.